We live in a society that teaches us to pursue the idea of constant happiness. From an early age, we are bombarded with messages that equate success with money, status, fame, and immediate pleasures. This frantic search for dopamine creates a cycle of dissatisfaction. Each achievement brings momentary pleasure, but soon, we feel the need for something bigger. This dopamine-driven culture makes us believe that happiness is always in the next goal, the next relationship, the next purchase. But what happens when, even after reaching these goals, we still feel empty? Holding on to an old version of ourselves is one of the biggest obstacles to personal growth. Many people define themselves by their past stories, staying attached to mistakes, regrets, or identities that no longer make sense. Additionally, societal expectations weigh us down. If we don't fit into certain standards, we feel guilt or fear of not being enough. This fear, in turn, raises cortisol levels, a stress-related hormone that can lead to anxiety, depression, and even physical illnesses. Another common issue is toxic positivity, the idea that we should always be happy and optimistic, regardless of circumstances. This invalidates our natural emotions and makes us feel guilty for not being joyful all the time. The reality is that all emotions play a vital role in our development. Sadness teaches us about loss, anger warns us of violated boundaries, and fear protects us from danger. By accepting all emotions with emotional granularity, we learn to navigate life in a more balanced way without needing to escape discomfort. Letting go of what no longer serves us is essential for finding true inner peace. This doesn't mean ignoring emotions or pretending challenges don't exist, but rather learning to deal with them consciously. The path to a lighter and more authentic life begins when we stop trying to meet unrealistic expectations and start embracing human imperfection. Our brain is wired for survival, which means it has a natural tendency to repeat familiar patterns, even if they are destructive. Studies from Harvard Medical School show that excessive attachment to limiting beliefs or past experiences can strengthen neural connections linked to chronic stress. This means that the more we cling to negative thoughts, the more automatic they become, making change difficult. The constant pursuit of dopamine also significantly impacts our well-being. A study from Stanford University revealed that social media, gambling, and excessive digital consumption activate the same neural circuits involved in chemical addiction. This explains why we feel the urge to constantly check our phones or seek immediate stimulation to avoid boredom or emotional discomfort. Additionally, chronic stress caused by attachment to negative patterns can increase cortisol levels in the body. According to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, excessive cortisol is linked to a range of health issues, including anxiety, chronic fatigue, insomnia, and heart disease. To break this cycle, it's essential to cultivate habits that promote neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to create new connections and abandon old patterns. Meditation, physical exercise, and mindfulness practices have been widely studied by institutions like Johns Hopkins University, showing that these techniques reduce stress and promote greater well-being. Stoic philosophy teaches us that the key to a peaceful life lies in the unconditional acceptance of reality. The concept of amor fati, popularized by Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, suggests that we should love everything that happens in our lives, including challenges and difficulties. Instead of resisting reality, we should embrace it as part of our growth. This mindset doesn't mean passivity, but rather courage to face life without fear. By accepting that everything has a purpose, even difficult moments, we free ourselves from the need for absolute control. To apply this in daily life, a simple exercise is the acceptance journal. Every day, write about a challenging event and reflect on what you can learn from it. This habit helps shift your perspective on adversity and strengthens emotional resilience. Spirituality, regardless of religious beliefs, can be a powerful tool for finding meaning in life. Studies from Johns Hopkins University show that meditation and gratitude practices activate areas of the brain linked to well-being and sustainable happiness. Author Eckhart Tolle, in The Power of Now, explains that excessive identification with the ego causes suffering and that living in the present is the key to inner peace. One way to practice this is by asking yourself, does this really matter in the long run? This question helps detach from trivial worries and focus on what truly holds value. Happiness is not about chasing constant pleasure, but about accepting life as it is. Letting go of limiting patterns and embracing imperfection is the path to a lighter and more authentic life. Replace fear with amor fati and find peace in acceptance.